Hi, this video is about the refunds for the Western Union fraud victims, people who were defrauded of funds through various scams where they were required to send money via Western Union. Well, there was a settlement reached in January 2017 with the Department of Justice and the Federal Trade Commission, and the settlement turned out to be $586 million that was awarded to the Department of Justice to be distributed among the victims of this scam. As it turns out, those involved in the investigation were not only the DOJ, Postal Service, the FBI, Toronto Police Services, Financial Crime Victim Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Spanish National Police, Office of Attorney General for Arizona, Minnesota, and Vermont. So as you can see, it was a joint effort to try to put an end to this horror. You must have your request for refund in by February 12, 2018. The Federal Trade Commission website has the necessary information where you can file for this online, and it's going to be ftc.gov/WU. So this video kind of walks you through the things you will see there that will help you be able to apply for the refund and answer a few questions. If you were an unfortunate victim of Western Union scam and money laundering the last few years, hopefully you will be able to get some of that money back. That's what this video is all about. It goes through the process from the Federal Trade Commission to apply to get your money back. But as I said before, there is a February 12th deadline, 2018. So you want to be really proactive on getting this request in. If you lost money to a scammer using Western Union to pay for whatever scam, like the dating scams, lottery prizes, family scams, or whatever scam, from January 1, 2004 to January 19, 2017, you may qualify to submit a request for a refund of those monies. They will not refund to you the fees, and this only involves Western Union. This slide shows the contact information and the administrator, the phone number, and the web page. So if you would like to contact them, you can. This is one of the resources. Here's some additional contact information. The website where you can find the form and the connections will be at ftc.gov/WU. Or you can, once you get on that website, you can create a email update, or you can go to Western Union, and as you see here is WESTERNUNION remission remission.com. And so you want to check that website, and also they have an additional phone number here. If you go to the ftc.gov/WU website, the screen will come up and there will be a page, and it has these two links on it. Either you've received a pre-filed claim form or you did not. So depending on which option you pick, there will be a form for you to complete. Okay, if you have a form and you have selected the appropriate link, it will take you to this page. This organization that's listed below, Galadari, I think that's how you pronounce it, they have been hired by the Department of Justice to handle the reimbursement for the victims of these various Western Union frauds. You would enter the claim ID and the PIN code found on the letter that you received. If you did not receive a letter, or you don't have a PIN or a claim ID, then here, as you can see, you would select the option that corresponds to that need. So if you click here on that option, it's going to take you to another page. Now, once you've clicked the here button, because you don't have the claim ID and the PIN code, you're going to come up to this document. There is a page with requirements for your information, as you can see here, and then some additional information. They want your phone number and all of that, so you want to make sure that you've got that information readily available. Now, when you get to this portion of the screen, it gives you a little overview. You see here it says on January 19, 2017, Western Union paid 586 million to settle charges brought by the Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Justice. And you can read the rest of that. And it also has this portion on here that is going to ask you to tell how much money did you transfer through Western Union, or what dates were the transaction performed, and this necessary information, and where the money was sent. It asks for details. So make sure you have this information correct, because they're going to check that with the transactions that were done through the Western Union system. So they will definitely be able to see your transaction and all the information that corresponds to it. And again, here at the top on this portion on the petition, it says at the paragraph that starts, if you wired funds, you see again they list the date February 12, 2018, which is the final date for submission. So you've got to get the form in before that date. Now, this portion of the screen gives you the opportunity to upload any documents if you still happen to have the Federal Trade Commission letter, or if you have the information from Western Union where you actually wired the money, or the email, or whatever you have. You can upload it at this point in your complaint. Now, this is the last part. This is the declaration. This is the part basically where you are signing, stating that everything you've given is true, and everything you said is legitimate. Because you see here, as I further certify that I have not altered any document submitting in support of my petition. This could be a federal crime. Make sure what you say is actually what transpired, because this is going through the Department of Justice. And you see here it says check this box if you do not have a social security number. So, and it asks for your social security number. So you need your social security number. If you do not, as you can see here, there is this section where it says you can have this little question resolved. And basically, if you do not have a social security number, they're asking you to provide additional information. So basically, what that question says, if you click on that FAQ.12, and I'll read it to you, it says if your petition is approved, it must be reviewed by the Treasury offset program to verify that you do not owe any money to the federal government or certain state debts. If you owe money, your payment will be used to pay your debt. If your payment is more than the amount you owe, you will get the remainder. Only the amount of the transfer will be included in the remission amounts. Collateral expenses such as Western Union fees, incidental losses, or transfers sent through other businesses are not recoverable through the remission process. So that's the requirement for your social security number, and this is why they're asking for that. Once you click agree and submit, excuse me, you must understand, I cannot reiterate enough, that it must be accurate. You could find yourself in some sort of, how can I put this, criminal charges if you put fraudulent information on this form. As you can see, when we were first on our initial screen, there's an option here. If you would like to do this in PDF format, here you can see this last line on this screen. You can actually click this link and it will bring up a PDF file that you can print out and submit in paper form. This is page one of that file, and as you can see, you will need the same information that you did online, and then it gives you where to mail it and what to do, but it must be postmarked no later than February 12th, 2018. So you cannot mail it February 12th and expect it to have the right postmark. So you want to make sure that you get it in at least the day before, or to be sure when you go to the post office that it will be stamped February 12th, 2018. Okay, this is page two. As you can see, it's still asking for the same information, and it's definitely asking for your social security number. So it covers the same information that the online requirements were. If you select I lost money but did not get a claim form, you will be redirected to the same form you completed if you stayed selected the option didn't do not have a claim ID or a PIN code. So it will take you to that same document that we discussed previously. This is just a matrix of how the Department of Justice processes the claims. The next slides are information that's listed on the Federal Trade Commission's website regarding the Western Union, some frequently asked questions and some important things about how fast do I get my money or how is it processed. This slide just kind of gives you an overview of, as we discussed previously, why the refund is being done and what transpired, and the fact basically that Western Union did plead guilty to this offense and allowing this to go on without making the necessary provision in their policies and procedures to prevent this type of fraud. This just provides additional information on how they went about getting the settlement and who was involved. It was a joint investigation with the FTC, Department of Justice, the Postal Services, and the award was $586 million. And this was awarded to the Department of Justice to give back to the people who lost their money. This question is very relevant because it's very important to file your claim very soon as you know about it, or be proactive, because it's not guaranteed that you'll get your complete reimbursement. As it states here, will I definitely get my money back? Each person's claim must be verified by the Department of Justice. If your claim is verified, the amount you get will depend on how much you lost and the number of people who submit valid claims. Remember, the $586 million is a settlement. It is not dollar for dollar that they allowed people to be defrauded out of. This is a continuation on that point about getting your money back. It says only the amount you transferred via Western Union is eligible for a refund. As I said earlier, the fees that they charged you and other things will not be refunded or considered in your settlement. So the transfer sent through other agencies or businesses is not part of this settlement. This next question asks, when will I get my payment? It may take up to a year to process and verify people's claims and determine who is eligible to get a payment. We will update this page talking about the ftc.gov/WU. So you want to bookmark that and check that page from time to time so you can kind of get a status on how the processing is going. Now, this question, why does the claim form ask for my social security number? Before sending you a refund, as I said earlier, the DOJ is going to check with the Treasury Office to make sure you don't have any outstanding debts, maybe student loans or taxes. So that would be taken out of your refund if you qualify. So this could reduce the amount. That's why they're asking for your social security number. Now, this question asks if you do not have a social security number. If you have an ITIN, which is an individual tax identity number, you do not check the box that says check this box if you do not have a social security number. Oh, that sounds so crazy. Simply enter your ITIN instead of your social security number. So they work the same, either one, the social security number or the ITIN number. So just put that in the box that asks for the social security number. Now, this is continuing about the social security number. It, as it says here, if you do not have either and you are a U.S. citizen, it will ask you to explain that, you might have to provide additional information. If you are not a U.S. citizen, or whatever other explanations apply, you want to make sure you note that in that particular form, because if you check that, I'm sure there's another link that will come up asking for an explanation. Now, this question is asked, can I submit a claim if I didn't report the fraud to Western Union? Yes, if you meet the other eligibility requirements. So I would select I lost money but did not get a claim form. That will take you to the process and the link to complete the form online, or you can print out the PDF file. This question says, what kinds of scams are covered by these refunds? It covers a wide variety of them. Online or internet scams, you did not receive the items you tried to buy online, it covers that. It also covers that scam about lottery or prize promotion scams. You were told you won a lottery or sweepstake but never got the prize. Emergency or grandparent scams, where you sent money to someone pretending to be a relative or a friend in urgent need of money. So these scams are covered under this reimbursement. And also advanced fee loan scams. You paid upfront fees but did not get the promised loans, or even the online dating or romance scams. You sent money to someone who created a fake profile on a dating or social networking website. These are also covered. Now, this one is very important. It says, I sent money a few times for a scam. Can I submit a claim for all of those transfers? Yes. If you sent multiple money transfers related to a scam, you can file a claim for all the money transfers that occurred between, we note the dates, January 1, 2004 and January 19, 2017. That is your time period. So from January 1, 2004 to January 19, 2017, if it happened outside that scope, then you would not include those. Now, this one asks, it says, I don't have my paperwork. Oftentimes we lose stuff anymore. Can I still submit a claim? Yes, you can. If you sent the money for one of these scammers via Western Union, file the complaint. File the complaint or the request for the reimbursement, because what they have is the information from Western Union. That's why it is so important for you to be very accurate, and you may still be eligible for payment if it falls within those dates of 2004 and 2017. So you want to make sure that you have correct information, because it will be verified by the Department of Justice. Many victims of this craziness with Western Union were parents and loved ones who lost money, older senior citizens. And it says, can I file a petition for them? Unfortunately, no. He or she will have to file their own claim, but you can help them. But if you're representing their estate or have power of attorney for your parents, you can provide those documents along with the claim. Thank you so much for watching this video on my channel about Western Union refunds. It's a wonderful thing to know that the Department of Justice and all of these workers and attorney generals and even Canada was involved in getting a resolution to many victims. So get it in timely and make sure your information is accurate, because it will be verified by the Department of Justice. Have a great day.